still that growth potential. And every wealthy investor and ultra high net worth investor that I know, that's what they're all about. They're in the game for alpha.
But we have not really captured the full opportunity of it yet.
Forgotten Coast as it used to be, it's not so Forgotten Coast now.
All right, guys, Ashley Tison, and we're here in Port St. Joe at Rish Real Estate Group with Grant and Jay Rish to hear about the unbelievable aspects of Port St. Joe and the entire Forgotten Coast.
What's interesting about our area is every time we've had something negative, whether it was a hurricane, BP oil spill, Great Recession, COVID, Tyndall getting whacked through Hurricane Michael, we come back stronger and better than ever because larger contractors come in and they're like, I didn't know this was here. So it's the Forgotten Coast as it used to be, it's not so Forgotten Coast now,
that's right,
so to speak. So we've got a lot of good momentum. We've got some really good ecotourism things that are going to be something we'll talk about here in a minute. But one of the things that I think makes our area so unique, from Mexico Beach basically through Wakulla County, we will never have high rises. And that's a state stipulated settlement with an environmental group and the counties that drug their feet in the rural areas by not getting their comprehensive plans together. And so they were sued by the environmental groups. And 30, 40 years ago, I was like, wait, it's our turn to boom. But it's become one of the best things that ever happened to our area because we won't have the wall of condos like Destin and Panama City and South Florida has. And I think that what we're seeing is the ecotourism and people wanting to get away from the congestion. We see that more and more. Who wants to live in New York City? Who wants to live in the larger cities? And this will never change. We also have 3 units an acre on the Gulf side out at Cape San Blas. We've got 2 units an acre on the bay side. Most of our densities are no more than 4 per acre. And again, we're just not going to have the high rises. So we have a small town feel that's going to stay that way. So it's just a beautiful bubble that we're in.
One of the most unbelievable opportunity zones that I think is in the United States. What kind of effect has that had, being designated an opportunity zone as a result of the hurricanes? Do you think that that's, thrown any kind of any benefit into the mix?
The area brings, people here with our beaches, with no condos, with the lower density. But what we have so special, I think, is once those people come here, they come back. And I'm blessed to be able to travel all over, and you go to different places. There's very few that every time you think of a vacation, you're like, I'm going back to that same place. We've got folks, own restaurants and bars here in town and see the same people every year. And they're like, if you went anywhere else, you're like, why would we go anywhere else?
Sure.
This is paradise. And so we're seeing those tourists come here because it's such a unique place. And we're also seeing the people that are visiting are starting to buy, they want to buy here.
Sure.
And just because we call it Mayberry on the Sea or Mayberry on the Bay, because it's just a little piece of, heaven here.
Down here you come in and people are very welcoming and inviting, and I had the opportunity to go to your restaurant. Everybody there was phenomenal, and it felt like I was home.
But we have not really captured the full opportunity of it yet, like they are elsewhere. You and I had a conversation last night about, I believe, Opportunity, Alabama, but there's so much land still in that opportunity that's not been developed. So I think that's the draw here is, St. Joe's doing some stuff with it there, and Windmark, there's a few other, we're about to start a little 15-unit rental that's in an opportunity zone. The marina's in an opportunity zone. And so
Marina and an opportunity zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's crazy about that is that if you wanted to, you could literally grab a boat slip, buy a boat. That could be your qualified opportunity zone business. You depreciate the boat, and then you sell it after 10 years and no depreciation recapture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that the opportunity zone brings to the table. And I think that what you're talking about is key, is that there's still alpha here.
Right.
There's still that growth potential. And every wealthy investor and ultra high net worth investor that I know, that's what they're all about. They're in the game for alpha. They're not interested in going where all of the people have already gone and sucked all the value out of it. They want value creation opportunities. And so it seems like that's an opportunity here.
Absolutely, 100%. Somebody can just drop $100,000. You don't have to be the guy that puts in 5 million or 10 million or 20 million that these funds are doing that just say, hey, put $100,000 in it. and it'll do better than your stock market, account. So or you hope to anyway. So
we've got a fund like that ourselves, and we invest. We make lead investments into areas that we've hunted down where we know that there's going to be alpha. So this is one of our investments that we made. We invested into some hotel and a hotel operator down in Puerto Rico, because once again, it's an opportunity zone, and as a result, it has attracted an enormous amount of attention. And I think that's coming for you guys. So put your helmet on.
We're ready.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. And so, anything else that that you guys are excited about along those lines, like growth-wise?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm excited about. I've been doing this 31 years, and we still have a plethora of entitled and platted lots. There's plenty of opportunities to get a lot at $150,000 that has direct beach access, or is first, second, third tier, that kind of thing at Cape San Blas. You get with a builder, and I hate to quote builders' prices, but you're probably in the ballpark of $275 to $400 per square foot, depending on bells and whistles. Pick your poison, and then you're off to the races to put it in a rental program. And we're busy year round. I mean, people call me and say, "Oh, it's slowing down. I'll wait till fall when the prices go down." I said, "They're not going down.
They're not going down."
They readjusted from COVID crazy, but they were too high anyway as far as the speculation, and the interest was so low. So we feel like we're at the peak of the interest cycle, we hope. I mean, we feel like that we're close to that, at least most of the pain's behind us. And if that's the case, when they tick these rates down, it's going to be like throwing gasoline on a fire again.
And to touch on Jay's point right there, he said about the folks talking about the prices coming down. One thing that I've seen with quite a few sales is the folks that are not even worried if the price come down, because they believe the upside for this area is so great because of the things like the airport, the infrastructure money that's being spent. Want to touch base too on the golf course that's going on here. That we've got it's been here since 1969. They're spending a bunch of money on it. But anyway, what I was getting to is that I've had folks that have said, look, we do think there could be a little correction in the market, and we'll use simple numbers like $1 million. Said, hey, I want to go ahead and get something in that area, and if it reduces down 20% and it's worth $800, I believe the upside in 5 to 10 years is it's $1.5 million. And so it's kind of like look, you don't look at your stocks every day, and so these people are taking the approach on these investments here that, hey, it may go down some, but I have faith in the market that it's going to go up. It'll be way past its 52-week high in 5 years.
Well, guys, thanks for your time today. Thanks for everything that you're doing here in the community, for being stalwarts, right? For kind of carrying on that generational legacy of doing well by doing good, and then for helping others, right? That there are folks that might be listening or watching the video that we're making here. And it's just, so we've got a way that they can get in touch, and we'd love to introduce any of our watchers or our listeners to be able to talk with you guys about potentially building a house, right? Because there's no shortage of available lots. Right. You can hook them up with builders and other folks that can help them execute on that vision if that's something they're inclined to do. We've got funds that are down here and that are happening. Development deals that could potentially be investment opportunities, and you guys have a full service brokerage here as well, correct?
That's right.
That's correct.
Yeah, we have the easiest website, name to remember, FloridaGulfCoast.com.
There you go.
So that's very easy to remember, and all you got to do is go to that website and you'll be connected with us.
Awesome. Well, and they can also reach out to us, and we can plug them in and get you guys in touch with them directly.
Absolutely.
So once again, guys, thanks for doing well by doing good, and helping our folks do the same.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
See you guys later. Cheers.